Kevin McCullough.
And we're back. Kevin McCullough, Times Square. We have talked now literally with everybody from The Chosen. All the cast members, all the behind-the-scenes people. I think we even had the grip on one week. But Daryl Eves is back with us, co-founder, executive producer, and chief strategy officer, but really a very dynamic thinker in the area of how to digitally strategize the message of The Chosen getting out. We just finished season 4, Daryl, and my kids, age 14 to 9, all went to the theaters to see it, and then we all watched it at home, and we have watched seasons 1 through 3 multiple times. The story is getting dark. We're getting to that place where the real pain of this story is going to be seen. I'm curious as to how that impacts the marketing strategy. The scripture talks about how if you love Jesus and you speak his truth, there will be a certain section of the world that rejects you because it rejected him. And thus far, all I've seen from The Chosen is that people accept it and love it and appreciate it, and non-believers watch it and they're moved by it. And people that don't even know anything about the biblical story say, this is better than This Is Us. I mean, the accolades that come forward on this show, and for justified reasons, are many from very different angles. But at some point, we're coming near in season 5 and 6 and 7. The real hard truth of this story is about to unfold. Does that change the way you get the word out at all?
No. In fact, I think it's going to help us get out to more people. And I think the reality is this: there's been a lot of great content in the world for years, and sometimes they just focus in on the side of it where it's like, oh, the miracles, or it's Jesus' greatest hits, or whatever it may be. But these were real people that Jesus called, and they had real lives. And life is hard, Kevin. Like, that, I know that it's hard. And ultimately this season, in season 4, it was hard. It was hard seeing Jesus just break down and see the pressure mounting.
That journey with little James and Mary on the road to the funeral was just devastating. And you didn't mess around with it. You just let us sit in it and just experience it.
And I loved how the writers brought that in, because Dallas and Ryan, our head writer, and Tyler, they do a beautiful job. But it's more about having relevance and an understanding of his word, because just because you accept Jesus and are willing to follow him and are willing to follow in his footsteps doesn't mean the pain's going to go away, And the whole thing is he's there with us, and he understands us to a deep level. And I think that's what the show's about. And so coming off of season 4, it's beautiful. And I think it speaks so highly of exactly what Jesus meant. And I think we have a different interpretation of that now than maybe the followers that he had at the time, because we had 2,000 years to kind of process this. But it's these last few weeks that he's like, season 5 is literally the Holy Week. So it's just the last week of Jesus's life. And it is going to be hard. It's going to be dark, but it's also going to be beautiful. And when I read the scripts, man, gives me a better appreciation for God of what he gave us, which is the gift of Jesus Christ and his willingness to help us return to God.
It's really been a very much from the beginning, a crowdfunded effort that people have said, I want to be invested in this. But I really do think it has the potential to be the most watched biblical narrative of all time in projected media of some sort. Daryl, last question. The Chosen eventually will come to an end. Season 7 will be looming out there somewhere. But there's an entire rest of the New Testament and even some really, really good Old Testament things that probably need to be done. I'm guessing that The Chosen doesn't end at season 7.
Our motivation is to do these 7 seasons with excellence and get the world to see it. And
all right, you're going to give me the great approved Dallas Jenkins answer. I get it.
Well, we're not partners. But I can say this: our heart is really to have the world see an authentic Jesus, and we believe that you can see the authentic Jesus through stories.
Yep.
And these stories will lead you to the Bible and on your knees and back to church and things that we should be doing. And for us, we're really focused in on these final seasons because they're so important. Like they're the highest priority for us to get these made.
Okay, I'm short on time. Final question, fast, quick answer here. Has there ever been one episode that Daryl Eves hasn't cried through?
No, I've cried through every single one of them.
There you go.
Every single one.
Same for me.
Every single one.
And people don't understand that, and then you have them watching. Okay, now I get it. Daryl Eves, thank you so much for all that you've done to bring this to us, and thank you for being with us tonight. We are really grateful.
Stick around for more of That Kevin. Next, That Kevin Show with Kevin McCullough.